Tensions were high on Earth. The Galactic Empire had mocked human ships, believing they were weak and unprepared for war. Now the aliens planned to attack. Their leaders gathered in a grand meeting room filled with alien warriors and commanders. They laughed at the idea of human resistance, certain that they would easily defeat Earth. On Earth, the mood was very different. The leaders of the human nations met in a large room, a place where many important decisions had been made. The walls were lined with screens showing the latest news from space. Everyone looked worried. The news reported that the Galactic Empire was coming, and they were bringing a powerful fleet. The humans knew they had to act quickly. General Sarah Wells, a strong leader with years of experience, stood up to speak. "We cannot let the aliens think we are weak," she said firmly. "We must work together and prepare our defenses. We cannot lose our home." Her voice was filled with determination. The leaders nodded, feeling the weight of her words. Next to her, engineer Tom Rivera looked at the screens showing their ships. "We have learned from the alien technology we captured. We can make our ships stronger," he said, excitement in his eyes. "We just need time and teamwork. If we can upgrade our fleet, we might stand a chance against them." The leaders decided to form a coalition of the best engineers, scientists, and soldiers from around the world. They worked day and night, sharing ideas and skills. People from different nations came together for one common goal: to protect Earth. In a massive hangar, engineers and mechanics were busy at work. They took apart old ships and installed new systems they had created. The humans used the alien technology to enhance their weapons and shields. Bright lights flashed as machines whirred and tools clanked. It was a busy scene, full of hope and energy. As the days passed, the new fleet began to take shape. They called it the Defenders of Earth. The ships were sleek and modern, with powerful weapons mounted on every side. They had stronger armor and advanced tracking systems to find enemy targets. The engineers smiled with pride as they finished the upgrades. But time was running out. The Galactic Empire was close. Reports came in from scouts showing that the alien fleet was preparing for battle. The humans felt the pressure mounting. They needed to be ready. On the day of the attack, the human fleet gathered near Earth. General Wells stood on the bridge of the lead ship, her eyes scanning the skies. She felt a mix of fear and excitement. "We will show them what humans can do," she declared. "We are not afraid, and we will fight for our home." As the alien ships entered their orbit, they looked like dark shadows against the stars. The alien commanders laughed, thinking it would be an easy victory. They believed humans would flee or surrender, but the humans stood strong, ready to defend their world. The communications system crackled with voices. The aliens mocked the humans, telling them to surrender. "You are nothing!" they laughed. "You will be crushed like bugs." But the humans did not back down. Instead, they prepared for the fight of their lives. On the bridge of the lead ship, General Wells turned to her crew. "Stay focused," she instructed. "We have worked hard for this moment. We will fight together." As the first shots were fired, the humans fired back with surprising strength. The aliens were taken aback by the humans' unexpected resistance. This battle would be different from anything they had ever faced. The fight for Earth was just beginning, and the humans were ready to show the universe their true power. As the alien fleet loomed closer, humans on Earth were in a race against time. The defenders of Earth had to be ready, and the pressure was intense. In every corner of the world, people worked tirelessly to prepare for the coming battle. General Sarah Wells gathered her best engineers, soldiers, and scientists in the command center. The room buzzed with activity, filled with bright screens and the sounds of hurried footsteps. Everyone was focused, determined to protect their home. "We have to think quickly," she said, her voice strong. "The aliens think we are weak. Let's show them they are wrong." Engineer Tom Rivera was at the forefront of the preparations. He had spent countless hours studying the alien technology they had captured in previous encounters. "We have learned a lot from what we've found," he said. "Now we need to use that knowledge to upgrade our ships." The team quickly broke down their old ships, taking apart systems that were no longer efficient. They installed new weapons, powerful shields, and advanced targeting systems. Engineers moved fast, working in teams to get everything ready. They used tools that sparkled under the lights, each person focused on their task. In one corner of the hangar, a group of technicians worked on the energy weapons. "This new technology will give us an edge," one technician said as he tightened bolts on a laser cannon. "If we can hit the aliens hard and fast, we might take them by surprise." Nearby, a young engineer named Lisa was programming the ship's navigation systems. "I'm adjusting the routes to avoid enemy fire," she explained, her fingers flying across the keyboard. "If we can dodge their attacks, we can strike back effectively." Her determination inspired everyone around her. As the work continued, General Wells made sure to check in with her teams. She walked through the hangar, watching the progress. "You're all doing an amazing job," she encouraged them. "This is our chance to show the universe what we can do. Stay focused and let's make history." Outside, the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the ships. The atmosphere was electric with excitement and anxiety. Each person felt the weight of the moment, knowing that the fate of Earth depended on their hard work. As night fell, the final touches were added to the fleet. The defenders of Earth were ready. The ships stood tall, shining under the stars, a symbol of human courage and determination. The crews gathered for a final briefing. General Wells stood before them, her heart pounding with pride and responsibility. "Today, we show the aliens that we will not back down," she began. "They think we are nothing, but we are fighters. We will protect our families and our home. Trust in your training and in each other. Together, we are strong." Cheers erupted from the crew as they felt the weight of her words. They were ready to face the challenge ahead. As they prepared for launch, a voice came through the communication system. "The alien fleet is on the move," an officer reported. "They are approaching quickly." The room went silent as everyone realized the moment they had been preparing for had finally come. "Time to show them what we've got," shouted one pilot, pumping his fist in the air. The atmosphere shifted from nervousness to excitement. The human spirit shone brightly in that moment. With final checks complete, the ships powered up. Lights flickered to life and the hum of engines filled the air. General Wells took her position on the bridge of the lead ship. "All systems are go," she confirmed, her voice steady. "Let's take our place in history." As the fleet launched into the dark of space, they felt a sense of unity. Each ship was not just a machine, it was a part of a larger family, fighting for survival. They were ready to face the Galactic Empire and show them the strength of humanity. The battle was near, and the humans were prepared to give it their all. The moment had finally arrived. The human fleet, known as the Defenders of Earth, was now in position. As the ships glided through the darkness of space, the crew members felt a mix of excitement and fear. They had trained for this day, and now it was time to put their skills to the test. General Sarah Wells stood on the bridge of the lead ship, the USS Valor. She gazed out at the stars, her heart racing. "Communications, open a channel to all ships," she ordered. Her voice was steady, but inside she felt the weight of the moment. The officer at the communications console nodded. "Channel open, General." "This is General Wells," she began, her voice strong and clear. "Today we fight not just for our planet, but for our future. Remember, we are united. Trust each other and stay focused. Let's show the aliens what humans can do!" Cheers erupted on the bridge and throughout the fleet. The crew members felt a surge of energy and determination. They were ready to fight. Meanwhile, the alien fleet approached, a dark cloud of ships filling the space before them. The aliens, confident in their power, communicated with each other in their strange, harsh language. They laughed, believing victory was assured. They were unaware that humanity had prepared for this moment. As the alien ships drew closer, General Wells gave the order. "All ships, prepare for engagement!" The crew members moved quickly, their hearts pounding with adrenaline. Weapon systems powered up and energy shields activated. The atmosphere was tense but focused. They knew they had one chance to make this count. The first shots rang out as the alien ships fired their powerful beams of energy. Bright flashes lit up the darkness of space. General Wells watched the displays closely. "Evasive maneuvers!" she commanded, and the crew executed their orders with precision. The USS Valor swerved to the right, dodging an incoming blast. The ship shook slightly as they narrowly avoided destruction. "Return fire!" Wells shouted, her voice cutting through the chaos. Human ships began to fire back, bright beams of energy streaking through space. The defenders of Earth showed their strength, and the aliens were taken by surprise. Many of their ships were hit, exploding into fiery debris. "We're hitting them!" shouted one of the gunners, excitement in his voice. "Yes, keep it up!" General Wells encouraged. "Stay focused and keep attacking." As the battle raged on, it became clear that the humans were not as weak as the aliens had believed. The coordinated efforts of the human fleet were paying off. Ship after ship, the aliens began to lose their confidence. But the battle was far from over. The alien commander, a fierce warrior named Zorak, realized the tide was turning. "They are fighting back harder than we expected," he growled. "Regroup and launch the counterattack." Zorak's ships pulled back and formed a line, preparing for a stronger offensive. The aliens unleashed a barrage of energy blasts, aiming to overwhelm the human defenses. General Wells saw the shift in tactics and felt a wave of fear wash over her. "Brace for impact," she ordered. The crew members tightened their grips on their controls, their hearts racing. The aliens fired, and the USS Valor shook violently as blasts struck their shields. Alarms blared, and the lights flickered. "Shields holding at 70%, shouted the tactical officer. "Fire back! We need to push them back," General Wells yelled, her determination unwavering. The crew responded quickly, firing their weapons and striking several alien ships. But the aliens were relentless. They pressed forward, determined to crush the human fleet. The battle became fierce, with explosions lighting up the void of space. Ships were damaged, but the defenders of Earth held their ground. "We can't give up! Fight for our home!" Wells shouted, her voice echoing through the chaos. The crew felt her courage and fought harder, pushing back against the alien onslaught. The fight continued, with each side taking hits. The humans were showing bravery and skill, but the aliens were not backing down. The fate of Earth hung in the balance, and the battle was far from over. As the stars shone brightly above, the fight for survival raged on. Humans and aliens clashed in a fierce struggle, both sides determined to win. The battle raged on, and the stars shimmered brightly against the backdrop of chaos. The human fleet, the defenders of Earth, fought bravely, but the alien forces were relentless. General Sarah Wells stood on the bridge of the USS Valor, her eyes fixed on the unfolding battle. Her heart raced as she monitored the situation. "Status report!" she commanded, her voice firm. The tactical officer, Lieutenant Marcus, turned to her with a worried expression. "We've lost 2 ships, and the enemy is regrouping for another assault. Their numbers are still overwhelming." General Wells clenched her fists, frustration bubbling inside her. "We can't let them break our lines. Prepare to engage the enemy head-on. We will not retreat." The crew nodded, their determination matching the general's. They were ready to fight to protect their home. Just as they prepared to charge into the fray, a sudden transmission filled the bridge. "This is Commander Zorak of the Galactic Empire." "Cease fire! We demand a parley!" The crew fell silent, surprised by the unexpected message. General Wells frowned, unsure of what to make of it. "What do they want?" she asked, glancing at Lieutenant Marcus. "They may be trying to buy time to regroup, General," he warned. "We should not trust them." "Keep our defenses up," Wells instructed. "I want to hear what they have to say." The screen flickered to life and Zorak appeared. He was an imposing figure, his alien features sharp and fierce. "Humans, your resistance is admirable, but you are fighting a losing battle. We offer you a chance to negotiate. Stand down and we will spare your ships." General Wells met Zorak's gaze, her heart pounding. "And if we refuse?" she asked defiantly. "Then your losses will only increase," Zorak replied coldly. "You cannot hope to win this fight." Wells felt a surge of anger. "We will never surrender. Earth will fight for its freedom," Zorak sneered, his confidence unshaken. "So be it. But know this, we have a secret weapon that will turn the tide of this battle." The general's mind raced. "What kind of weapon?" she demanded, her voice steady but cautious. Zorak chuckled darkly. "You will see soon enough. Prepare for your doom." Before Wells could respond, the transmission ended abruptly. Tension filled the air and the crew exchanged worried glances. "What do you think he meant by a secret weapon?" Lieutenant Marcus asked, anxiety creeping into his voice. "We need to stay alert," Wells replied, her mind racing. "If they have something planned, we must be ready." Suddenly, alarms blared throughout the ship. "Multiple incoming ships!" the sensors officer shouted. "They're deploying something new." Wells turned to the main display, her heart sinking. A massive alien vessel emerged from the darkness, unlike anything they had seen before. It was larger and more menacing, its surface covered in strange markings. "What is that?" Marcus gasped, his eyes wide with fear. "I don't know, but it looks dangerous," Wells replied, her voice tense. "All ships, prepare for combat! We need to find out what they're capable of." As the alien ship charged its weapons, bright beams of energy began to gather at its core. The crew braced themselves for the onslaught. "Shields up!" Wells shouted, adrenaline pumping through her veins. The alien ship unleashed a wave of destructive energy. The USS Valor shook violently as the blasts struck the shields. "Shields holding at 60%, cried the tactical officer, struggling to maintain control. Wells felt a surge of fear and determination. "Return fire! We need to hold them off." The defenders of Earth fired back, but the new alien vessel was more powerful than they anticipated. Explosions lit up the void of space, and the crew fought valiantly. But with each passing moment, it became clear that the battle was taking a dire turn. "General, we need to retreat," Marcus urged, desperation in his voice. "We can't take much more of this." Wells hesitated, her mind racing. Retreat would mean defeat, but staying could lead to total destruction. She knew she had to make a decision quickly. "No! We will fight! We cannot give in to fear!" Just then, a series of explosions rocked the enemy ship. The human forces were not alone. A group of smaller ships appeared from the shadows, flanking the alien vessel and attacking from the side. Wells' eyes widened in surprise. "Who are they?" She wondered aloud. The battle was far from over, but a new hope flickered in the darkness. The tide was turning, and the humans might just have a chance after all. The battle had ended, but the scars of war remained. As the dust settled in the vastness of space, General Sarah Wells stood on the bridge of the USS Valor, her heart heavy. The once vibrant display of stars now flickered with the wreckage of both human and alien ships. Smoke drifted through the debris, and the silence that followed was deafening. "Damage report," she commanded, her voice strong despite the weariness that weighed on her. Lieutenant Marcus, still recovering from the chaos, turned to his screen. "We lost 3 more ships, General. Many crew members are injured. But we held our ground, and the alien vessel is destroyed." Wells took a deep breath, feeling a mix of relief and sorrow. They had fought hard, but the price of victory was steep. "Send medical teams to assist the injured. We need to take care of our people." As the crew sprang into action, a transmission crackled through the ship's communication system. "This is Commander Varric of the Rebel Alliance. We came to assist during the battle," a new voice echoed. Wells felt a rush of surprise. "Rebel Alliance? You joined us?" "Indeed, General," Varric replied, his voice calm but firm. "We have faced the Galactic Empire for years. Your fight is our fight. We could not stand by while you battled alone." The general felt gratitude swell within her. "Thank you for coming to our aid. We couldn't have done it without you." "Let's regroup and assess the situation," Varric suggested. "We need to ensure the Empire doesn't regroup and attack again." Wells nodded, her determination reignited. "Yes, let's get to work. We need to plan our next move." As they began to coordinate with the Rebel Alliance, General Wells found herself reflecting on the battle. She thought of the brave men and women who had fought and fallen, of the friendships forged in the fires of conflict. The memories were both painful and empowering. Meanwhile, on the alien side, Commander Zorak surveyed the aftermath of the battle aboard his flagship. His face twisted in anger as he stared at the destruction surrounding him. "How could this happen?" he roared, slamming his fist onto the console. "Those humans should have been crushed!" His officers stood in silence, fear evident in their eyes. "Commander, they fought with unexpected strength," one of them finally said. "We underestimated them." "Underestimated? No more!" Zorak growled, his resolve hardening. "We will retaliate. Prepare for another attack!" Back on the USS Valor, General Wells was busy strategizing with Commander Varric. They gathered their teams, discussing ways to strengthen their defenses and make sure they were ready for whatever might come next. "Let's share our technology," Varric suggested. "Your ships are strong, but we have unique tactics that may help us in future encounters." "Agreed," Wells replied, her mind racing with possibilities. "Together, we can create a powerful alliance against the Galactic Empire." As the crew worked together, a sense of hope began to blossom. They were no longer alone. They had allies in their fight for survival. Suddenly, an alarm blared through the ship. "Incoming transmission!" an officer shouted. On screen, Wells ordered, her heart racing once again. The image of Zorak appeared, anger radiating from him. "You may have won this battle, humans, but the war is far from over. We will return stronger than ever, and you will regret crossing the Galactic Empire." Wells met Zorak's gaze with unwavering confidence. "We will be ready. You will not intimidate us." Zorak's face twisted in a snarl. "We shall see, General. This is not over!" With that, the transmission cut off, leaving the crew of the USS Valor in a tense silence. Wells turned to her crew and the Rebel Alliance members gathered on the bridge. "We have proven that we can stand up to them. We may have lost ships, but we have gained strength through unity. Together we will fight back harder than ever." Cheers erupted in the room and the atmosphere shifted. Hope replaced fear. They were not just fighting for survival anymore, they were fighting for a future. As the stars twinkled outside, the crew began to plan their next steps. They were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, united in their purpose. The battle was over, but the war had just begun, and this time, they would not back down. "Agreed," Wells replied, her mind racing with possibilities. "Together, we can create a powerful alliance against the Galactic Empire." As the crew worked together, a sense of hope began to blossom. They were no longer alone. They had allies in their fight for survival. Suddenly, an alarm blared through the ship. "Incoming transmission!" an officer shouted. On screen, Wells ordered, her heart racing once again. The image of Zorak appeared, anger radiating from him. "You may have won this battle, humans, but the war is far from over. We will return stronger than ever, and you will regret crossing the Galactic Empire." Wells met Zorak's gaze with unwavering confidence. "We will be ready. You will not intimidate us." Zorak's face twisted in a snarl. "We shall see, General." "This is not over!" With that, the transmission cut off, leaving the crew of the USS Valor in a tense silence. Wells turned to her crew and the Rebel Alliance members gathered on the bridge. "We have proven that we can stand up to them. We may have lost ships, but we have gained strength through unity. Together, we will fight back harder than ever." Cheers erupted in the room and the atmosphere shifted. Hope replaced fear. They were not just fighting for survival anymore, they were fighting for a future. As the stars twinkled outside, the crew began to plan their next steps. They were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, united in their purpose. The battle was over, but the war had just begun, and this time they would not back down.